Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Our first news is Alexander Isak makes training decision after Newcastle United reject massive Liverpool bid. Newcastle United striker Alexander Isak has reportedly returned to the training ground days after the Magpies rejected a massive offer from Liverpool. Isac has emerged as one of the prime targets for Liverpool heading into the new season, and he has apparently informed Newcastle that he wishes to explore a move away from St James' Park, and more precisely to Anfield. The former Real Sociedad striker was omitted from Newcastle's pre-season tour of Asia, primarily because of the uncertainty surrounding his future. Liverpool reportedly submitted an opening bid worth a staggering £120 million plus add-ons, but the Magpies swiftly rejected it. According to a report from Sky Sports News, Isac was back at Newcastle's facility on Monday morning after arriving from Spain on Saturday afternoon. Newcastle boss Eddie Howe was far from impressed with Isac and has criticised the striker for acting poorly amid interest from Liverpool. Howe told the Daily Mail, "You have to earn the right to train with us. We are Newcastle United. The player has a responsibility here to be part of a team and part of a squad. You have to act in the right way. So that is also at play here. We will make sure that any player does that to earn the right to train with the group. No player can expect to act poorly and train with the group as normal." While the comments from the Newcastle boss may come as a boost for Liverpool, in truth, the Magpies are under no pressure to sell their talisman striker, who has a contract at St James' Park until 2028. Despite signing Florian Wirtz and Hugo Ekitike, the Reds are short of options in their forward department, and they are more likely to make another concrete effort to land Isac. After selling Luis Diaz to Bayern Munich, the Reds could offload Darwin, Nunes and Federico Chiesa, and they have the funds to meet Newcastle's asking price. The Magpies are unlikely to offload Isac unless they sign a new striker, and probably that's why Liverpool are biding their time to make another offer for the Swedish striker. Agreeing personal terms with the striker will not be an issue for the Reds, and they are reportedly confident of getting the deal done at some point before the end of the window. Liverpool's pursuit of Alexander Isak intensifies as the striker makes a bold training decision amid rejected bids. Eddie Howe's frustration grows, but the door remains open for a blockbuster move. With Luis Garcia sounding a warning and 8 clubs circling Liverpool's current forwards, the Reds are set for a hectic week of major transfer action. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our second news is Liverpool can complete 4 transfers this week amid striker merry-go-round. Latest Liverpool transfer news and rumours. As the Reds continue their preparations for the new season, Liverpool have had a busy summer so far as they look to build on Arne Slot's Premier League title-winning squad. Florian Wirtz and Hugo Ekitike are among the marquee arrivals at Anfield, while the Reds' fullback options have been strengthened by the additions of Jeremy Frimpong and Milos Kerkez. They have also completed one major sale, with Luis Diaz's move to Bayern Munich finalised last week. With less than a month remaining in the transfer window, there is still plenty of work to do. Liverpool kick off their campaign with the Community Shield clash against Crystal Palace this weekend, before opening their Premier League season against Bournemouth next Friday. It could be another busy week in the transfer market, as Liverpool have agreed a £15 million fee with League One side Lyon over the weekend for the sale of midfielder Tyler Morton. Echo Sport reported on Saturday that, while the transfer is not yet complete, it is in the final stages. Another potential departure could be striker Darwin Nunes. The Uruguayan has long been expected to leave Anfield this summer, but no move has materialized so far. Italian side Napoli remain the only club to have made a firm approach, though they failed to meet Liverpool's valuation. In recent days, it has emerged that Nunes is once again on the radar of Saudi Pro League side Al Hilal, while AC Milan have also registered interest. According to The Athletic, Al Hilal have identified Nunes as their priority attacking target and are now preparing to intensify their pursuit. Most notably, the report states that Nunes would be open to joining the Saudi club if negotiations were to advance. Liverpool are yet to receive a formal bid, but with Al Hilal's interest now confirmed, developments could accelerate quickly. On the incoming front, reinforcements remain equally important. With attacking options thinned following Diaz's departure to the Bundesliga, Liverpool cannot afford to go into the new season short on numbers. Alexander Isak remains the club's #1 target, though a deal remains complex due to Newcastle United's continued reluctance to sell. However, the Magpies' pursuit of RB Leipzig forward Benjamin Sesko suggests a deal for Isac could become more viable if they secure a suitable, top-quality replacement. That said, with Manchester United also in the race for the Slovenian, it remains anything but straightforward. Both Newcastle and Liverpool will hope for greater clarity in the coming week, with both clubs no doubt eager to avoid the saga dragging deep into the final days of the window. Lastly, defence remains a priority area for Liverpool before the window closes. Following Jarell Quansah's move to Bayer Leverkusen and Joe Gomez's injury, don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our third news is Luis Garcia warns Liverpool why Alexander Isak could end up being a costly transfer mistake. Liverpool are locked in a battle of wills against Newcastle United for star striker Alexander Isak. The Reds have been pushing to sign Isac since mid-July, having first registered their interest in the Swedish forward. Since then, Isac has gone AWOL during Newcastle's pre-season, and Liverpool have had an offer of £110 million rejected. Although Liverpool's proposal for Isac would have made him the most expensive signing in British transfer history, the Magpies were not satisfied with the offer. As long as Newcastle can find a top-level replacement for Isac, they seem open to letting him out, but it would cost Liverpool closer to £150 million. While the Reds are capable of paying such a princely sum, former player Luis Garcia has stepped in to urge them that it might be better spent elsewhere. Luis Garcia unconvinced by Alexander Isak price tag. Although Isac is as close to a sure thing as it is possible to get in terms of a Premier League striker, he is not without his faults. The 25-year-old has a slight history of injuries, and is officially nursing a thigh problem at the moment, but this is seemingly not what is worrying Garcia. Instead, the Spaniard is insistent that Liverpool simply have other areas of the pitch in need of greater attention. "I'm not sure on the price tag," Garcia told ESPN. "I was talking about him at Real Sociedad and the development of the player has been incredible. But the price I think is really, really high. It's not that you're a team who needs a centre-forward to score 30, 35 goals, you already have a player like that on the right side, Mohamed Salah, and you've got a lot of players who can score double figures. I think Isac is a fantastic player and of course he will give you something extra, but I'm not sure spending that money on a striker right now is the best thing for Liverpool." What do Liverpool need instead? There is certainly credence to Garcia's argument here. For example, Liverpool are extremely light at centre-back right now. Instead of spending such a fee on Isac, why not reinvest a big portion into getting a truly top-quality defender? The answer should be that Liverpool can really do both. Yes, a centre-back should be a priority, but one of the best strikers in Europe is seemingly available and the Reds can afford him. It is an opportunity not to miss. Furthermore, who is to say that Liverpool really do not need a new centre-forward of such standing? They may have bought Hugo Ekitike, but if Darwin Nunes leaves, as is expected, he is the only recognised central striker in the Liverpool squad. That is not enough. Elsewhere, there could be an argument that the Reds are well covered across the rest of the pitch. So, if it isn't a centre-back, then centre-forward is absolutely where they should be spending their money. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our fourth news is Alexander Isak, probably finished at Newcastle as seething Eddie Howe makes Liverpool sales stance clear. Liverpool have been handed a major boost in their quest to sign Alexander Isak after a trusted journalist revealed the striker has probably played his last game for Newcastle, and with the striker's actions over the last week forcing Eddie Howe to pursue his replacement with such gusto. The Swede has made it clear he wants to leave St. James' Park this summer after becoming agitated by the club's failure to sufficiently strengthen their squad and amid an anger at Newcastle over a failure to substantially raise his £120,000 a week wages. And with our reporter Fraser Fletcher making it clear that Isac wants the move to Liverpool next, speculation over his future has ramped up in recent days. Indeed, the Premier League champions, despite already being in the midst of a record-breaking summer of transfer spending, have already had one offer worth an initial £110 million but rising to £120 million, €137.5 million, $159 million, with add-ons, rejected by Newcastle, who continue to insist that the Swede is not for sale. Behind the scenes, though, there is a general feeling that Isak's career on Tyneside is already cooked. His actions in firstly refusing to embark on the pre-season of Asia and secondly, in deciding to take himself off to train on his own, using the facilities at his former club, Real Sociedad, last week, were met with serious anger, behind the scenes, on Tyneside. Now back on Tyneside and due to return to their Darsley Park training complex on today, Monday, journalist Craig Hope believes he will not only face something of a dressing down from Howe, but it is also increasingly likely he has now played his final game for the club. Does he train when Newcastle return? He might have to have a conversation with the management and the football club before he does, Hope explained on his YouTube channel. I don't think he just rocks up on Wednesday with a kit bag and joins the team and everything's okay, nothing to see here. There's got to be conversations to be had. Another question I asked Eddie downstairs just now. Have you spoken to him this weekend? No, he hasn't. The Daily Mail journalist added, the fact that Newcastle are pursuing Benjamin Sesko with such gusto would suggest that they do expect Alexander Isak to move on, or certainly that they're open to that possibility. What does it all mean? You'd be surprised if Alexander Isak does train with his teammates this week without conversations beforehand. Does he even want to be there? Is he going to turn up? His conduct of the past week would suggest he might not. He might be on a plane back to San Sebastian. He might say he's still injured. Who knows, so much more to come. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our fifth news is 8 clubs eyeing moves to sign Liverpool forward this summer. Lewis Kuma's drawing widespread interest as Liverpool future hangs in balance. Lewis Kumas could be set to part ways with Liverpool this summer, with interest mounting from 8 clubs across Europe and the Championship. The 19-year-old forward, who spent last season on loan at Stoke City, has caught the attention of Spanish side Sevilla as well as several English clubs, according to Ian Doyle of the Liverpool Echo. Kumas made 43 appearances for Stoke in the 2024-25 campaign, featuring in all but 3 league fixtures and playing 2,861 minutes. He contributed 6 goals during his time there, an encouraging return for a player still finding his feet in senior football. Sevilla are reported to have made an inquiry about the young Welshman, who also holds 6 international caps for Wales. Championship sides Norwich City, Sheffield United, Hull City, Preston North End and Oxford United are also named as suitors, along with newly promoted Birmingham City and ambitious Wrexham. Permanent move or another loan? With Kumas returning to Liverpool following his loan spell, speculation over his future has intensified. A permanent departure is increasingly seen as a logical next step in his development, especially considering Liverpool's depth in attacking positions. While a loan remains a viable option, a permanent move could give Kumas the stability and platform to grow. His ability to operate on either wing makes him an attractive option for clubs looking for versatility in the final third. Despite Kuma's clear talent and strong work ethic, his pathway into the Liverpool first team appears increasingly blocked. Manager Arne Slot has an abundance of options out wide and has already begun integrating younger talents like 16-year-old Rion Gumaha, who impressed during the recent friendly against Yokohama FC. Slot's system and style may not naturally suit Kumas either, and given the club's forward depth, it is hard to see where the Welshman fits in the immediate term. Sevilla move could mirror Morton's European leap. A switch to La Liga with Sevilla would be a bold but potentially rewarding move. The example of Tyler Morton, who is set to join Lyon, demonstrates how testing oneself abroad can prove transformative for a young player. Kumas still has time on his side, and he only signed a long-term deal with Liverpool last summer. The club won't feel pressured to sell quickly or cheaply, but equally, they will be aware that stagnation can harm a player's trajectory. Ultimately, the decision now lies with Kumas. Whether he chooses another loan spell or takes the leap into a new permanent chapter, the next step will be pivotal in shaping his career. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our last news is, door is open for Liverpool's move to sign Alexander Isak after £70 million transfer decision. Liverpool move closer to Alexander Isak deal amid £70 million transfer decision. Darwin Nunes' Anfield journey looks set to end this summer, with Hilal closing in on a £70 million deal to bring the Uruguayan striker to the Saudi Pro League. While Nunes departs with the admiration of a fanbase that always appreciated his effort and heart, the decision to sell him is less emotional and far more strategic. This is not about giving up on a player too soon, it's about restoring structure, purpose, and authority to Liverpool's recruitment and squad evolution. When FSG gave power to a new executive regime, it was with a remit to grow a world-class brand and establish itself as a true footballing powerhouse, one that would be built upon continual regeneration and sustainability. Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes have been handed full control of football operations, and this is their clearest statement yet. The decision to sanction Nunes' departure, despite his popularity and flashes of brilliance, demonstrates that Liverpool are no longer willing to compromise on fit, consistency, or financial logic. The fact that the Reds will recoup nearly all of the initial outlay due to the smart structuring of the original deal and several untriggered add-ons is testament to the negotiating skill now being in charge at Anfield. More importantly, the sale enables Liverpool to act swiftly and decisively in pursuing Alexander Isak. With Newcastle demanding upwards of £130 million, the £70 million windfall from Hilal can be immediately leveraged as a down payment as they look to land their replacement target. It's a domino move, one that only works if Liverpool are willing to detach sentiment from strategy. And this summer, that's exactly what they've done, with continuation assured, under Jurgen Klopp. Particularly in the latter half of his tenure, Liverpool's transfer process became increasingly manager-led. While Klopp's authority and achievements were rightly respected, it created tension between long-term squad planning and short-term fixes. The decision to bypass targets like Alexander Isak and Christopher Nkunku in favor of Darwin Nunes was emblematic of that shift, and one that led to imbalanced recruitment. The drop-off in standards was staggering at one point and can be used as a rule to turn over assets quickly and efficiently. Michael Edwards, having previously walked away from the club amid frustrations over his diminishing influence, has returned as CEO of football with total authority. Richard Hughes, his hand-picked sporting director, is already operating with the same data-driven, market-smart philosophy that defined Liverpool's golden era of squad building. In that context, Nunes' departure is not a misstep corrected, it's a philosophy restored and closes the chapter on a front line that never truly suited the brainchild of his employer. Thanks for watching. That's all for today's transfer update. But the transfer window never sleeps, and neither do we. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update, because at LFC Transfer HQ, you'll never walk alone.